We got Nico back. We've got a whole bunch of news. DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson conversations. Last call, 12 players you must trade for right now before it's too late. Your Smitty boy is here to save the day, here to save lives. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. Dial on in just a few minutes. File on in. Hit that like button. Let's roll. 12 players you must get right now. Do it live. Do it live.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
I gotta admit, I'm a little excited about tonight's fight. Number one, if you didn't know, it's on Netflix, and if you didn't know, it's not pay-per-view Netflix. It's open to anybody that wants to watch it on Netflix. You just have a Netflix membership. You could watch the fight tonight. That's what's unbelievably cool about tonight's fight. I'm actually kind of excited. I got over here in the corner, just getting going. There's like seven fights on the card, so there's tons of time to watch. It'll probably be live. The actual Tyson Paul event will probably be live during our graveyard show. So just so you know, you got tons of time. Paul, Mike Tyson, drop your winner in the live chat. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say Mike Tyson. I know that's probably the underdog here because he's almost 60 years old, but he looks kind of quick. He's going to have to drop him in the first, 1, 2, 3 rounds. Let's hope Jake Paul gets shut down for good on this one. We'll talk about that as we go. We got lots of news to go over, and then of course we have, ladies and gentlemen,
Wanted, the top most wanted outlaws. These outlaws are on the run, 'cause they're wanted, dead or alive.
We'll be getting to the top 12, really, most wanted outlaws. Last call, trade deadlines for most of you this week. We'll talk a little bit about trades next week because some of you will have an extended trade deadline. But this is the final week for most of you to make trades, to change your fate, to turn things around. And let me give you a little teaser over the big backs, baby. The big backs. Who you going to get via trade right now? Let me show you them big backs. Here you go. Here you go. We'll get into that in a second. Those are the big backs, the guys that are big names. You're not going to steal them away for pennies on the dollar, but they are discounted because Freak Out Freddy saw a little bit of resistance, a little bit of a down game for a couple of these big backs, and they say, I don't like it. I don't like big backs. Hall, Achan, Gibbs, this information is coming right after we do the news. Hang tight. Your buy low concerns will all be answered walking out of the news session here. Let's first break down all this news. Let's start off with the Tyreek Hill news. Removed from the injury report, but this is why the injury report's kind of a joke, because Tyreek Hill has a absolute tendon in his wrist, a torn tendon that needs surgery. He's been advised he probably should have surgery. He said that he's going to wait until the season's over. He said that it hasn't affected his play. So what has affected his play? Why hasn't he been receiving good footballs thrown in his direction? Will that change? I do believe, and you'll see on the buy low list, the outlaws, the final last call, go get these 12 outlaws. You'll see Tyreek Hill. Spoiler alert. You'll see him on the buy low list. He is equally a buy low and a sell, depending on your vantage point. For those confused, let me quickly explain. Everything is about perspective. Everything's about your angle. If you drafted him number 3 or 4 overall, you're probably losing. You got to find a creative way not to have another week waiting on Tyreek Hill. And that same panic, Peter, if they panic and don't go for the right price, they're selling and you're buying. So Tyreek Hill is one of the best buy lows this week, but you're still selling him if you've drafted him, because what in the hell are you going to do? Unless you can't sell in a creative way, then you're going to have to hold and bank on him coming back. But if you drafted him 4 overall, you're struggling mightily. And there's probably no hope anyway, no offense. And, and for that case, all you got to do is get on over to Underdog, promo code Smitty, and reset your fate. 50% match. Underdog will drop for you on up to $1,000. So if you drop 2,000, they'll give you 1,000. You drop the minimum of $10, they'll give you $5. Underdog will take care of you. A bonus pick in your account waiting for you. First time depositors, you'll get this advantage. So make sure you're smashing that. Tyreek Hill, we'll go over it in a minute. Are you buying low? I am. Juwan Jennings, this is maybe one of the craftiest. He's not in the top 12 outlaws that we're talking about in a second, but this is one of the craftiest buy lows or players that you might have to put into your wide receiver 3-4 spot as you approach bye weeks here this week, etc. He is really going to be removed from the injury report with the ankle. He's really going to be a kind of a gem going forward. This is a very good player to have in your lineup. Keep in mind that the Niners are a very potent offense. They're very capable of feeding Deebo Samuel and Juwan Jennings at the same time. He is taking Brandon Ayuk's role. He has exploded before this season. We've seen him. They call him third and Juwan. Third down Juwan Jennings. Look, regardless of what happens next year, regardless of what had happened in the past, regardless of him being 19 catch Juwan Jennings, we made fun of that a lot in the offseason. He is in a great spot right now. So is Ricky Pearsall, but this is the better player to own. He's actually getting a tremendously crazy target share right now that's above Deebo. It's above everybody on the roster. I still like Deebo more, but this is a crafty a crafty waiver wire grab in leagues where he's available. You must grab him, and he's a fantastic throw into some sort of trade if you need to get something done. Juwan Jennings, go do it live. Laporta, this news is going to make Laporta owners run away. And while this is very bad, the fact that his shoulder, he's ruled out AC joint, probably not going to get worse. This is kind of like Jordan Mason out one game. There could be risk that this is bigger than we know and they reveal something to us later. But I'm buying low off of this. If you have 6 wins, 7 wins especially, this is the best buy low tight end in fantasy football. He still has top 3 tight end potential, but being ruled out for this game is a big kick to the sack if you were expecting to have him. But it's still a buy low opportunity beyond buy low opportunities, I'm telling you. DK Metcalf removed from the injury report. Fire him up. DK is ready to rumble for week number 11. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
DK Metcalf is one of the most underrated wide receiver ones in fantasy football. Is he a low end? Sure. 8 to 12? Sure. 8 to 14? Whatever. That's a stud right there. This is a 2-touchdown wide receiver, capable wide receiver on any given day. So hang tight. If you've got DK, don't be looking to trade him unless you're getting something crazy. Tank Bigsby, ankle, will not play week 11. As you're going to see on the board here in a minute, the buy low top 12 most wanted outlaw board, you're going to see a man named ETN, spoiler alert. Because ETN, as I've said for weeks now, there's something in me that's been telling me for 2-3 weeks. I've been saying it every week. I don't know. I feel like there's some hidden top 5 to 12 running back potential still sitting here. Bigsby got hurt. He hasn't had the workload or the pedigree to be this every down back, and he's getting overutilized. Who's going to get hurt out of the two? Probably Bigsby. Looky here, reindeer. Now Bigsby is out for week number 11, and that means ETN gets a crack at getting his full-time job back, and his coach loves him. He wants ETN to be the starter. He's made that abundantly clear throughout the offseason, similar to the Fields and Wilson thing in Pittsburgh. It's just this coach wants ETN. ETN is going to get a crack at it. He's a very sneaky play moving forward. Nico Collins, the thing everybody's been waiting for. Nico's back.
Let him cook.
lineups. Get him in your lineups. Nico Collins is back, which means Stroud might be back, which means that Tank Dell actually might be back. Hey, Smitty, Tank Dell. Are we really talking about Tank Dell? Yeah, we're talking about Tank Dell. As I said a week ago and a week before that, I want Nico back. Nico back is good for Tank Dell. Tank and Nico were great together, not with Diggs. Diggs came in and screwed it all up. The chemistry, Stroud's off because of Diggs. Diggs is a cancer in the locker room. This is very good news for Tank Dell, too. You can say what you want about it. Look at Garrett Wilson. Adams came over. Look how that's freeing up Garrett Wilson. Nico's going to free up Dell. Doesn't mean Nico won't eat. Nico's a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Very safe range to put him in. Nico is ready to rumble. Ready to rumble. George Kittle over the middle, hamstring questionable. We got to monitor this guy because he is older. The hamstrings, those are problems. Those are something that can get worse if you play on it. Darnell Mooney, Achilles, got added to the injury. Oh, my God. We see Achilles and we go running, removed from the injury report. But just like I showed you, Tyreek Hill, torn. How is Tyreek Hill off the injury report? How is that good reporting? These teams get fined and in trouble if they don't report injuries properly. How do you take a player with a torn tendon in their wrist that needs surgery and take them off the injury report? It doesn't make any. They don't even have an accurate injury report anymore. It doesn't even matter. So Achilles, is this something that's going to go away? I don't know, but he's going to play. Fire him up. But there is concern. There is something we need to monitor because that's just not a small time thing. Darnold, right hand removed from the injury report, should be good to go. Shaky Darnold right now, but maybe you don't have better options. Kirk Cousins, Kirko, shoulder removed from the injury report. He should be good to go as well. This is a Broncos matchup. It depends on what you got going on. We can decide whether he should be in your lineup or not, especially after the shaky play lately. Let's see here. Isaiah Pacheco ruled out for week 11, but we fully expect to hear good buzz for him about week 12. So hang tight. Aaron Jones removed from the injury report. Should be good to go against the Titans. Sell high, though, because he's constantly getting banged up and he's older. Josh Jacobs, quad, removed from the injury report. Jacobs is ready to rumble. And Najee Harris removed from the injury report. Warren's banged up, so we definitely are thinking Najee's going to have a good amount of volume. BTJ removed from the injury report, but more concerning is that his quarterback is not Trevor Lawrence. Lamar Jackson removed from the injury report. Knee, just maintenance. That's what we're dealing with. That is the news. News is done. Time to get over to the Wild Wild West where your league could be won or lost if you don't take this advice here. And let me tell you one more time. These are the outlaws. These are the big backs. These are the runners that, yes, big name players, but cheaper than they should be because freak out Freddies are worried about him. Oh, Monty. Oh, the offense for the Jets. Yeah, there's a problem, but guess what is baked into that problem for you? The risk. The risk is all baked in. So when I say big backs, let them ride, I'm talking about Gibbs. I'm talking about Breece Hall. I'm talking about, scared of Devon Achane falling back out of favor. These guys must be had and grabbed now. Look at them. Look at them. And then you say, Smitty, give me the next crew, the next duo. We call them the discounted Hill and Lamb. Hill and Lamb, the discounted players that everybody is running from right now. And in some cases, they're good sells. Okay? In some cases, they are good sells. But they're also outstanding buys. You want to go buy a player right now at a discount, at a value you shouldn't be able to get him at. It's these two gentlemen right now. These two gentlemen are very easy to attain in trade. If you own them, you're losing. You're freaking out. If you own them, there are good trades, like I said, to get out of these guys in some sort of 2-for-1. But these guys still have big bang for the buck. And as I said earlier, the risk, where's the risk? It's baked in. It's baked in. Why are you worried about Hill's risk? Why are you worried about Lamb's risk? If you're buying low, The risk is baked in. As we head to the next crew that we're buying, walking in, is this crew. Whoops. The discarded. The discarded. The discarded are a wonderful group. ETN, I just described his situation. Bigsby's out. He's getting a return shot at reclaiming his starting lineup. Debo, disappointed people for weeks upon weeks. People are ready to discard him, dump him, run away from him. He's still the heart and soul of the Niners offense. Watch how cheap you can get him. And Hopkins, what? Hopkins doesn't do what he did the week prior and we run away from him? It's ridiculous how many people are discrediting, discounting, throwing away into the trash can these gentlemen. Let me throw them on screen right here. ETN, Debo Samuel, Hopkins. Buy him now, buy him now, buy him now. These guys have the potential to be, I would say, wide receiver 7 to 12. Hopkins, wide receiver 11 to 15. ETN, top 7 to 12 running back. Wide ranges, so you don't think I'm saying they're top 6. They're top 6 to 12, top 7 to 14. Every range I gave you, there's a range for a reason. These are fantastic buy low players and outlaws you must own walking into this coming season. And Shopkey says, nope, 0 chance I'll buy ETN. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get my point across here. He's free. Shopkey already dropped him. Shopkey already dropped him, or Shopkey will throw him into a deal. So he's completely free. And look, Joe says ETN is cooked, bro. Look, see how cheap he is? He's absolutely free. The risk is not just baked in, it's seared in. It's fermented in. There's no risk whatsoever at all because people have given up on him entirely. The next crew. Walker and Cook, 2 players that I absolutely think have capability of being a running back 1 in fantasy football go forward. Now, they're not the biggest upside guys. You know, they're not the sexiest picks. They're not the top RBs like Gibbs and Achane, but this guy can be a top 7 to 12 running back. Again, wide range. Make sure your expectation is not 7. It's 7 to 12. Walker, same thing, 7 to 12. Go buy Walker now. Walker's at a discount. Every player you see here is at a discount. Do you understand what I'm saying? Those of you saying, no, these are all discounted players. Your concerns and your fears are baked in, boys. Baked in, and you don't realize it because it's like you put a frog in boiling water, he jumps out, okay? You put a frog in lukewarm water, you turn it on high. He sits there, gets a little warmer, he starts cooking to death. Before you know it, he doesn't jump out and he just passes out and dies. That's unfortunately the inverse of that's going on with some of you, where ETN drops into such discounted value. You're still thinking about him as if he was a 3rd or 2nd round player. You're like, I'm not going to go after ETN. If ETN was cut, you wouldn't pick him up. Okay. Debo Samuel, he's going to be a bust going forward. At what? 4th round, 5th round equivalent value, maybe later. Okay. Tyreek Hill, I mean, he's cooked, man. I don't think he's a top 5 wide receiver. No one's asking you to buy him as a top 5 wide receiver, Al. Nobody, Al. Al117 on YouTube. Nobody, Al. Same thing with Lamb. You're not buying him as a top 5 or 6 wide receiver. You're buying him at a discount. These are all discounted players. Back to the board. In the final group of go-get players.
Wanted. The top most wanted outlaw. These outlaws are on the run.
These are called the fallers. The fallers. The guys that are not even playing this week. Now's the time to strike while their owners are so disappointed, not only in their fall, so to speak, but they're disappointed by them not playing football, being on a bye. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. And they want to get rid of the fallers really, really quickly. So you go grab them. You go grab them. You grab MHJ out of their kung fu grip. You go grab Neighbors out of their kung fu grip. You go grab them, and you grab them now. These are the buy lows. I'll put the three big backs on board in a second, but these are the guys you must grab walking into week number 11 before it's too late. You want to change your fate. You want to change the situation. You want to try and adjust and adapt in enough time to win your league, to catch up, whatever. These are the boys. These are the ballers. These are the ones you go get. Let's hit these super chats real quick, and then we'll open up phone lines, and then we'll talk a little Jake Paul and Tyson too. I don't mind doing that at all. I think some people are like weirdly against this fight. Like, yeah, it's weird, but man, I'm excited about it. Trade Bowers, BTJ, Downs for MHJ, DK. I'm gonna take MHJ and DK pretty easily, my boy. That's a nice little trade there you got. Swift for Reed straight up. I would rather have Reed in a vacuum. I think your running backs are shaky if you do that, though. But it's not like your wide receivers are super deep either. I almost like just getting the better, or whichever way we're looking at that. Swift, if you trade Swift away for Reed, yeah. I mean, Reed's a good player. I don't trust Chicago right now. And they're changing OCs, and they might even be changing head coaches next week. So we don't know what Swift's going to end up being able to return for you. Should I go Jaden Reed or Cedric Tillman? I would go Reed this week, but they're both very fine plays, my boy. Very fine plays. Should I be panicking on A.J. Brown rest of season? I don't think I'd panic on A.J. Brown. I would panic on Devontae Smith more than I'd panic on A.J. Brown. I'm not panicking on any of them personally, but I'm just saying if we're going to panic on something, it's going to be more so the secondary wide receiver option. I think A.J. Brown was utilized pretty well in that game, in the beginning, and then it just kind of the script got away from him. But I'm not worried about A.J. Brown. I'm not panicking on him. I think he's a solid part. Who should I try and trade him for? I think you could go after, if you wanted to, you could probably get, I think you could probably get like a DK Metcalf. Probably would. Like if we go to our buy low board, you could probably get a DK Metcalf. This shares a lot of the same players. You could probably get a Hill or a Lamb if you wanted to take that kind of gamble. I think maybe Cooper Kupp or Puka. Maybe you got to throw in something. I don't know. Neighbors might be MHJ and a player. You could maybe get rid of A.J. Brown for Breece Hall straight up. Who knows? Cook and a receiver. All very possible things, my boy. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, Bradford to the moon. Daniel coming in with the super chat. Drake May with running upside or Jordan Love. I'm going to go Jordan Love probably, but that's really close. You got to kind of, pick your poison there. I mean, May's may be safer, but the upsides with Love, the risk is a little higher given the matchup. Bijan Algier for K9 Hill. I'd rather have Hill for Puka. Yes, if I could get K9 and Puka for Bijan, I'd take that. It's tough. I love Bijan, but that's pretty solid. I think Puka gets you close to Bijan, not near Bijan, but close to Bijan if all hell broke loose and K9 got hurt or didn't return any value. Trade Jacobs and Herbert to get Gibbs. I would rather have Gibbs by a country mile, Young, but you know that. I mean, I just got over showing you that. I can't get rid of Gibbs. Superflex, or I go get Gibbs in that situation. Superflex, start Darnold or AR5. I think you got to go Darnold one more week, Kevin. I'm not excited about either option right now, but I think I'd probably roll with Darnold. Rank Gibbs, Achane, and Bijan rest of season. I'm going to go Bijan, Gibbs, Achane in that order. But, bro, it is very close. Very close. Half PPR traded James Cook, Bucky, and Mooney for Barkley and Mostert. Of course that's a good trade. Why would that most trades, if they have vetoes, would have vetoed that trade. Absolutely good idea. He wanted Achane instead of Cook, but changed his mind. That's a great trade, bro. It's a fantastic trade. Probably one of the better trades I've seen all week. Lemmings coming in with a strong $5 hauler. PPR Love on waiver wire drop. Who to drop for Love, Darnold or Herbert? I'd probably say Darnold right now. I mean, because you're going to go with Love as your starter, I guess. And Darnold's kind of falling apart. Could he bounce back? I think he could. So trust your gut. But I'm going to say Darnold looks like he's kind of turning into a pumpkin. But Trade Reed for MHJ. I'd rather have MHJ, but I love both of them. They both have capability of being a low-end wide receiver 1 or a high-end wide receiver 2. $5 hauler, 10-man, 7-3 QB, streaming, running backs, Brees and Mixon, Evans, Nico, Otten, Flex, Najee. I have DJ Moore, ETN, Ingram, Kraft on waivers. Who should I hold? I'd probably try and trade I don't know. It's a good team. That's a good team. I guess maybe I could get, maybe you pick up Kraft, you trade Ingram and Najee for one player. I'm kind of thinking James Cook, Hill, Lamb, Debo, DK. Try and buy low on one of those bad boys. And Tyreek and Ladd for Sun God. I'd rather have Sun God or Tyreek and something for Cup. I like the Sun God move. I'd take Cup too, but yeah, either one. I'm definitely making that trade. Cooper with a $27.99 hauler, which I think conversion is $20 hauler even. That's my boy. Going to the moon. I'm watching this first fight over here in the corner. We'll be coming back for the graveyard stream when the Paul and Tyson fighter is about to kick off. So that will be a fun stream because I'm going to be watching that, reacting while we talk fantasy football. 8-2. Russ, Nix, Debo, DK, Dell, Tillman, Gibbs, Barkley, Brooks, Bigsby, Laporta. Should I try and go Debo, Dell for MHJ, JD5 or something like that? I guess. Sure. Yeah, that would be a good trade. Russ, Nix. Yeah, I don't mind. JD5 is a good buy low right now. I know a lot of people are just jumping ship. It's so weird. He's still a great corner. Don't compare JD5 to Caleb right now. I hate when people don't know what they're talking about in this realm. It is ridiculous to start saying, oh yeah, he folded him and Caleb. What are you talking about? There's 7 wins in, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? Past that, with this trade, I don't know. Brooks, I don't know that there's much to do with this situation other than I like the idea of what you're saying here. It's not a bad move. MHJ, JD5. Lamb or Hill if you want to get a little crazy, same kind of concept. But I don't know what other player you could add in. Dell and Debo for Lamb or Dell and Debo for Hill. You could do that if you want to take a swing. But I would like to see you get into something else as well. My Cup, Wandell for Hill, Sutton. I'd rather have Cup over Hill, and the other stuff doesn't matter at the end of the day when we're talking about those names. So no. Aaron Jones, Harrison Jr. for Cup and Reed. Actually, hold on one second. Let me go back and. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Aaron Jones, Harrison. Where's my damn thing? Come on. Where you at, bro? There we go. Aaron Jones, Harrison Jr. for Cup and Reed. Give me Cup and Reed. As much as I love Harrison Jr., Aaron Jones, I don't mind selling him off on the high right there. That's a good trade. You could argue both sides. If Aaron Jones continued to play well, it would be a good trade for sure. But I think it's even. It's no one's crushing on that. No one's smashing the other one. Tillman, ETN, or JMO. I'm going to say probably JMO right now. That's just my gut on a long touchdown. Just think he's going to explode here and there throughout the. I do like ETN. I do like Tillman. Those guys are kind of close and safe to me. Traded Brown and JT for Henry. AJ Brown and you got to be clear, bro. There's so many Browns. There's Chase Brown. There's AJ Brown. I have no idea what we're talking about. I know there's still some games left, but I was looking to improve starters. What do you think? I have no idea which player that is, my boy. If I guess Chris, if it was AJ Brown, then you got smashed. If it was Chase Brown, I think it's very arguable. It depends on JT, but it depends on your depth as well. Bijan and CMC, you're just needing one other RB, so you want to upgrade into Henry. I get that, and that makes sense. I don't hate that trade. That trade's not bad. If it was AJ Brown, you could have got worked over. Okay, this one here from Thomas. Thomas is 12-team, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, home league. I've made 6 trades. Just traded Debo and HN for DK and Bijan. Pretty even. Pretty dead even trade. I don't think either one really necessarily smashed that one. It's just dead even. Great players got swapped. Team is JD5, Russ, Nico. Good team. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I like your squad. DK, Nico, Evans is really solid with Hopkins. That's fantastic. If you can't start all 4 wide receivers, then I guess you're potentially looking to maybe trade one of the tight ends and one of the wide receivers to get maybe, I don't know, maybe you got Bijan and Kyron. just to try and upgrade something massively. Maybe even get into a Josh Allen or something like that, to go in a different direction. Traded Higgins and Cook for Debo and JT. Trade Higgins and Cook for Debo and JT. I take Debo and JT and I'd run. Trade Debo for DK. I'd probably rather have DK slightly. I love both of them, though. Trade Hill and James Cook for James Cook. I would rather have James Cook right now. Yes, I think he's a great buy low. 2 leagues, Judy or DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Second league, Judy or Josh Downs. Probably Josh Downs, even though he lost a lot of value. He definitely maybe took a crap after this swing back to AR5. But 12-man full PPR, double flex, Love, Bijan, Kyron, Cup, Debo, and Njoku, ETN, Higgins, Waddle, Irving, any moves. Probably say something along the lines of getting ETN, Higgins, Waddle, consolidating that into something, bro. So Higgins, Waddle, Irving, ETN, maybe even Njoku if need be, to try and get just one of these pieces, these underrated players, Neighbors, Lamb, Hill, Evans, Metcalf. You probably can't get Hall, Gibbs, but maybe Cook, Achane, probably not, but you try. You just try to consolidate, take stabs at every single one of those players with that combination. You may not get it done, but past that, I'm not worried about your team. Maybe upgrade Love using that bench fodder and get a little bit of upgrade of Love if you can't get that done. But I'd first try and get one of those extra players. $10 hauler, 7-3, QBs, JD5, Murray, Achane, Hall, love it. Cup, Reed, Hill, it's good. Got offered running back Henry for Cup and Achane. Hell no. No. That's too much. I mean, Achane can play ball with Henry. I'm not saying I draft necessarily. I'm not even saying I don't draft Henry over Achane, but it's close, bro. You can't throw in a Cooper Cup. Yeah, that's insane. No way. There's not even a way to fix that. Like, that's just the way it is. All right, we're gonna open the phone lines. Dial into the show. Colby, you're live.
Yo, Smitty.
Yeah.
I got neighbors. Should I go straight up for DK?
Yes, I'll take DK.
Okay. I got Lamb also.
Okay.
Should I work for?
What?
Who should I trade him for?
Okay. Lamb. I mean, Lamb's hard to trade right now. If you can get into if you can get into a Breece Hall, if you can get into an Achane, you can get into a Gibbs. You can get if you got one of those. Don't worry, you don't need to correct it. Just letting you know.
You want me to give you my whole team?
No, I don't. I got to go through a whole bunch of phone calls, bro. But come up with something, right. Call back, cook up something, and call back. And when I have more time, in the off season, I have way more time to try and go through everybody's rosters. But Colby, call back when you got something specific, and I'll help you out. Okay, right. Get something lined up. Call right back. I'll be here. Call right back.
All right.
All right, Balake, you're live.
Hey, I have Chase Brown, and I've got several people coming after him, notably 2 who have CeeDee Lamb, one team, and another team with Tyreek Hill, but he also has DeAndre Hopkins. Do you think I could ask for DeAndre Hopkins and Hill for Chase Brown?
I mean, you could ask, but I don't think you'll get it. But, you never know.
Okay,
never know. But you might have to throw something in, but I highly doubt it. You might have him saying no to either player alone for Chase Brown, or you might not. I don't know. I mean, Chase has got a lot of value, but I don't think he's got that much value on the trade market. I'm not trying to discredit our boy at all, but I don't think you're getting that deal done.
Yeah. Do you know what additional value this type of player I could add? Would it require an Dune pay, or is that too low? Would we need a lot more?
Yeah, bro, if you drop a Dunze right now, maybe 8 or 9 teams won't even look to pick him up, not even take a moment. So yeah, that's nothing.
It was a horrible example. I couldn't make anything.
Very bad.
Okay, Tank Bill. How about Tank Bill?
Not enough.
Tank Bill.
But try.
Bill not enough?
Try. Yeah, I can't really tell you. I can't tell you, but all I can tell you is the further you go up, the more even it's going to get. So, like, yeah, I mean, try it and see if you can work something out. Then come back if you've got something where you guys are negotiating. But yeah, I definitely would do either. I would do that trade for sure. And you know, if you want to get rid of Chase Brown, it's not the craziest. I'm sorry, was it Lamb or Hill? I forget which one you were saying.
Sorry. So I confused you. Yep. So my preference was the Hill and DeAndre Hopkins trade.
Yeah, I mean, you're not crazy to take Hill or Lamb straight up for Chase Brown if you were saturated with RBs and you need this receiver. Like, but I definitely love the idea of getting Hopkins too. And bro, Hopkins is available maybe cheaper than I think in your league. Like every league's different. So try.
Okay.
All right, later, bro.
So, okay, before I let you go, you do think Chase Brown.
Okay. Sorry, I already hung up on you, bro, and then it takes a minute. But Devin, you're live. Hurry. 20 seconds.
What's good, Smitty? Question. Do I play Drake London or Juwan Jennings this week or Najee Harris in the flex?
You can't sit Drake London. Yeah. No. I mean, he'll be moved all over the field. I know everybody says he's going to get locked down, and he might. You know, he might. You never know. But I can't sit Drake London. I do like who are the so name the so you had Najee Jennings
or Juwan Jennings.
I mean, you could argue Najee Juwan Jennings. I think. Let's have the chat rank. I don't know if you're on the freeway or what, but it's really loud. Listen to the answer offline because it's super loud, bro. Guys in the chat, vote Juwan Jennings, Najee, or London, or rank those three. Rank those three in order this week. London, Jennings, Najee. Please rank them for our boy who needs our help. Appreciate the call in, bro. I know everyone thinks Lamb's going to get locked down, but guys, he's also one of the best contested catch receivers in the league. Smitty, trade Hill Hall for Mixon and Juwan. Trade Hill and Hall for Mixon plus Juwan or D-Hop. No, like this isn't. Look, Hopkins, Juwan's a good, like 3-4 wide receiver, very crafty, but like Hopkins is a light years ahead of him, bro. So Mixon and Hopkins is closer and arguable to Hill Hall because of Hill. Not because of Hall, because of Hill. I could see this being an even Steven trade. Mixon's in a solid situation. Hopkins is in a great situation. Hill and Hall are both in bad situations where I think that's the better side, but what happens in weeks 15, 16, 17, I don't know. So chat, can you vote? Would you rather Mixon and Hopkins or Hill and Hall? Part of me still wants to say Hill and Hall, but man, that is really close. Let's see what the chat votes on this one. Vote on that, guys. Hill and Hall or Mixon and Hopkins. Woo! That one's so tough because of the later season implications, you know. London worthy for Debo. London worthy for Debo and Downs. I would take Debo. I guess I'd take London and Worthy. Yeah, London and Worthy. This week I want Debo over London, but that's a close call. Then we got a $20 hauler here from my boy.
Too much.
Thank you, my man, for dropping the 20 watt here. Nero. 4-6 fighting for last playoff spot. Mahomes, Henry, Kyron, McLaurin, Debo, Kelsey. God, what a good team. It sucks that you've been hit with some misfortune. Tillman, DJ Moore, Addison, Chubb, Shakir. Any moves? I was offered Kupp and Connor or Nico Monty for Henry and Debo. Okay, no on both of those. Henry and Debo's better. I'm going to tell you to stand down, bro. Unless you can trade like DJ Moore, Tillman, and Chubb with, let's say, McLaurin or Debo to upgrade them into a St. Brown or maybe a player like JJ, which is going to be hard to do. I'm just saying, if you could get if someone like Chubb, someone like Tillman that much, and you could get rid of McLaurin or Debo to do that, I would do it. But I don't think you're going to do that. I think this team is very good, and I hang strong with it, bro. It's a really good squad. I think this is the kind of team that could easily win a championship. I really like the team, bro. It's a really, really good team. Let's see. What did the chat say here on this mix inside, D-Hop mix inside? It looks like the mix inside won this vote, Double R. It's kind of like an unorthodox trade to me because the two biggest names are Hill and Hall, but like their situations are very murky. And you mix that with them, they're both playing down, which I think Hall's going to bounce back, obviously. But they're both playing down and their situations are murky. Their teams are not winning. Their playoff hopes are dwindling. And so that just makes it like, is this a smart manager move? You put your heart aside and say, give me the Mixon and Hopkins side. But it's a close call and it's a tough decision to make. And it's not always something that's easy when you're faced with that. But that just logic says the Mixon side is just the better side. This one here from Okami. Smitty, I traded Achane and Puka for Kyren and Mark Andrews. I would not have done that. I think Kyren and Achane are not far apart. I would like Kyren over Achane, but that's Puka. That's crazy. I would never have done that. I have Kincaid, so I need it. Doesn't matter. I did it because I needed. That's an excuse. I love you, pal. I appreciate your $5 holler. You want my honest opinion. I don't think it's a devastating move. I think you got a good team. You could still win, but I had to do it because it's an excuse. That never ever flies with me. I had to do it. You had to do it because means you regret it internally, and you're trying to justify it by giving me some sort of line that will help me understand why you did it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't hate the trade for you. I hate the trade for you, but I don't think it puts a nail in your coffin or anything. But you had a much easier chance of winning with that trade before you did that trade. I'm sure you feel kind of the same way. $10 holler. How do you feel about my team? QB Allen, running backs Kyren, Jacobs, Mostert, London, MHJ, Collins, Evans. I like it. What moves to make? I'd probably say something along the lines of getting into you're the kind of team I'd love to see get Lamb or Hill using some of this, like you consolidate some stuff. I love London, MHJ, and Collins and Evans. Actually, I'd rather see you upgrade Jacobs. Jacobs into Hall, Gibbs, or Achane using maybe the Williams or potentially the MHJ or London, and do a 2 for 2 that way. Or maybe... Yeah, Jacobs and, I don't want you to give up too much. Jamison Williams is pretty valuable, but not yet. I think he needs one more week, but your trade deadline's coming. I don't know. This is tough. I would say go for a bigger name running back then. If you're going to give up like an Evans and a Jacobs, you got to go get a top 3 running back. You got to get a Bijan. You got to get a Gibbs or something. And you might even be able to get something else in return. Do a 2 for 2. That's the only thing I'm doing. That team's really good, especially if you can start all those wide receivers minus J-Mo. You can start all the other wide receivers. You're kind of good and just bank on Jacobs. Jacobs is pretty good. Don't give him away. The other thing you could do is trade like Jacobs and Jamison Williams for a small upgrade like JT or maybe a player right in that territory, Kamara, etc. Or Breece Hall. Like you might be able to J-Mo. I think Breece Hall is attainable. I think Gibbs and Breece Hall are kind of attainable. I traded Otten and Benson for Harrison since I already got Kittle at my tight end. Otten and Benson for Harrison. I'm fine with that. I think that could work out. What do I think? But anyways, you're the best fantasy show out there. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. I think that's fine. I think whenever you got 2 tight ends, you need to potentially make a trade. You already got Kittle. Kittle's balling out. Otten, I like it. Benson, I hate getting rid of Benson, but he's a what if right now. So Harrison Jr. is one of my biggest buy lows. So I think that's a fantastic move. And then the final super chat right now, then I'm going to go over to Travis and then over to Chris, is how do you see Mixon rest of season with Nico back? It's a good question because, we have not seen Nico for a little while, but he still did very good at the beginning of the year. So my answer is that nothing really changes. I think if anything, if I had to give you my take on that, my honest take would be that if Nico never came back, defenses would start to game plan more around Mixon. Now they can't. Now it's the same thing. They got to allow it to continue to go the route that it's going. So that's kind of my thinking there. Appreciate your super chat. And I lied. I'm sorry. I have 2 more. Should I trade Hill and Monty for Hall and Pickens? Hill and Monty for Hall and Pickens. Give me Hall and Pickens. That's a good bet to make. Dynasty rebuild. Trade CD and a 25-second for DK and Bucky. Hell no, bro. Why do we think CD Lamb needs to be traded down? It's his dynasty. Lamb's still top potential 5 overall player. Travis, you're live.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Are you okay with the rest of the season? Like, you think even if Evans comes back, he's still going to get enough targets?
I think
you're looking to move, upgrade.
I look to move him if I can. I don't need to upgrade him necessarily, but if like I have another option like Ingram or Laporta, and I know Laporta's out this week, but I'm 100% moving Otton because his value is so high right now, and I do think it takes a little bit of a dip.
Kincaid is my option, so I don't have him, so I'd have to get it.
That's tough then. That's a tough. That's a tough one.
If you have, like, I have Gibbs and Monty on a team, and then I also have Walker and Charbonnet over my running back. If you had that situation, would you be okay with moving Monty and another player to get into like a Bijan or a Brees or a Nico or something like that?
Yeah. I think Gibbs, Achane, and Brees Hall are totally worth consolidating your depth when we're walking into week 11. Assuming you're going to be good with the upcoming buys that are right here. I'm definitely one of those people that likes to go all in on my lineup and take a gamble and push all my chips into the lineup. So definitely consolidate where you can.
So what about so if I were to give up like Monty and Hill for HN, would I need to get something back?
Yeah,
too, or?
Yeah, because you can't sell Hill as if he's garbage, and that to me feels like you're giving him no shot at returning to form, and that's just not the way I'm looking at it.
What would you need something like Monty and Hill for HN and Sutton, or would you need more than Sutton?
Monty and Hill for HN and Sutton. I think that could be okay, but I'd probably rather have a different wide receiver. I said last night, I admit I'm too low on him, and I need to be higher on him. I admit, but I guess like another player that comes to mind would be like, I don't know. I feel like a Hopkins or like something like that would be perfect, but he's not as easy to get. But Hopkins is the perfect kind of player. A DK, a Debo. Believe it or not, Debo is literally. I am so much higher on Debo than really anybody. I'm getting questions that are wild. I got people that are I got friends that are DMing me, hey, like talking about Debo as if he's like Quentin Johnston value. It's insane. Jameson Williams. Like, I like JMO, but you're talking about people are asking me in droves, do I trade JMO? Do I trade God, what was the other one that I got the other day? It was insane. Or it was today. It was like I want to say it was like Spears. There was another one that was like who was it? Like Rashad White, No, Debo's so much more valuable than that. I think you can get him. So who else does he have?
On that team, he has Chase Kelsey, Devonta Smith, Sutton, Ridley. That's about it.
Kelsey, Devonta Smith. I mean, Devonta Smith's interesting. He's definitely a panic to a degree, but I don't know. I still think I'd be interested in that. Like, that would be almost enough of a big name that I would probably do that. Achane and Devonta Smith, yeah. Even though there's still panic, but I still like them a lot. It's still a good offense. It's still a team that's marching right now. It's doing well. There's problems, but I definitely would rather have that. All right, hang tight real quick. Let me get on over to Chris. Chris, you're live.
Yep.
Hit me with it, Chris.
What's going on there, Smitty?
What's up,
to you once again.
What's up, my man?
Look, I got a difficult question. Okay. It's a dynasty, 12-man league, but every 3 years players go back in the draft.
So that's not a dynasty. That's a keeper league. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's really a keeper league. You're right. You're right. Absolutely. Okay. Anyway, I drafted Kamara and Jacobs this year. So I got Kamara, Walker, Jacobs, and Harris as my running back. It's a running back question. Harris is my third-year player, but really nobody in my league wants him. But I know Kamara is old. Is this a good trade? Kamara and Walker, and I get Gibbs and Taylor back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my question would be, do you know the keeper years that Gibbs and Taylor have? Are you not looking at that and like getting two players you can't keep?
Taylor's on his third year, so he's going back in the draft like I have Harris.
Okay.
Harris is going back in the league. And Walker is on his second year with me.
So you get one more year.
Gibbs is on his second year.
Okay, so you get to keep Gibbs, he gets to keep Walker, and that's it.
No, I give him Kamara and I get Fred and I give Taylor too.
Yeah, but he can't keep Kamara. But I'm saying future value. You're keeping Gibbs, he's keeping Walker, right? Do I have that right on the trade keeper, the keeper aspect, or is he keeping Kamara?
Well, if we make that trade, we both got both them running backs for 3 years.
Okay, so Gibbs is a home run over Walker, as much as I love Walker.
Right,
and
correct.
JT helps you win now, unless you can't win now anyway. But yes, I do that trade.
Well, that's my question, because I am in first place. My draft
Then do it.
My draft was first place. I'm 8-2.
What are you hesitating?
Somewhere 8-2.
Why would you hesitate then? You're getting the two better players for redraft purposes, and you're going to win the championship.
I thought it was a good trade, but I like to talk to you.
Okay,
and
I feel
want to hear your opinion sometimes.
Well, my opinion is this.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, bro.
So next year I would come back with at least Jacobs, Gibbs, and Taylor. I have a chance to win this year. I got McLaurin, I got Wilson, I got McBride, I got Ridley, I got Flowers. Like, my team is stacked.
Right.
I got Benson on the
right.
I got Benson on the bench.
I got you.
I think Benson might be a keeper too.
All right, man. Yeah. I mean,
Connor's old too.
basically, let me summarize this call for quality assurance purposes. All right, just so you feel like you got. All right, here. So you called today to let us know that you are trading a $20 bill for a $100 bill and a $20 bill for a $100 bill, and next year those turn into $200. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, you're right, man.
Okay.
But I like
I know, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying you've got you've got first world problems. That trade is the easiest.
Also mess my team up right now, but I'm also taking Kamara the same. He might be benched in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, you're getting JT and Gibbs. You'll be okay. Yeah, JT and Gibbs is a good trade. I like it, bro. You're smashing it, Chris. And not to mention,
I've been on the phone with you a couple times.
Yeah, no, call anytime. I'm not trying to discourage you from calling. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know with my passion how much you're crushing all sides of that trade. Keeper, redraft, everything.
All right, good luck. Okay, later. I'm about to do it right now. I'm going to do it.
Chris to the moon later.
Yeah. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I like Walker. Walker's on the list of players to go get. We got him right here. But, Gibbs is on here too. And JT is, that's a nice addition. That's going to be good. Who you got winning tonight's fight, Travis?
I take Tyson, but I have my doubts about the whole thing, how legit it's going to be.
Yeah, that part
I hope
does
it's a
work.
straight fight.
Yeah, I hope it is. That's
all I hope.
That's so messed up.
I think Tyson actually has a decent chance. I mean,
it looks like he's punching hard. Like they show the footage.
He's in great shape.
I mean, he's
and just people. He's a 0.01% athlete. That like Bo Jackson level type of rare athlete, where even at 55 plus, Jake Paul isn't a professional athlete. I mean, I give him credit for what he's done.
Yeah.
He worked hard, and
he's an amateur. He's become as high level of an amateur as you can get. And I agree.
Right.
He deserves a hat off for that. But, like, this guy's used social media to wiggle into profile. And he's never fought anybody good. Like, he's fighting people that aren't. Even the Logan Paul versus Mayweather, that pissed me off. Like, to not see Mayweather knock Logan Paul out, it was just absolutely travesty. Just fighting these. That was so ridiculous. Should I trade Nico and Dowdle for Gibbs and BTJ? I'd take BTJ and Gibbs, and let me tell you why. I'd draft Gibbs over Nico, even though I love Nico, and I'd draft BTJ a mile above Dowdle, even though BTJ's in a little bit of a lull. He'll break through that rookie wall, don't worry. And so at the end of the day, that's the better side. Remember, BTJ was a top 7 wide receiver to almost everybody and their mother after a handful of weeks, not 1 week or 2 weeks. And now everybody's acting like he's not startable. Like how quickly people, it's crazy. Okay, this one here from TP. JD5, Kyron, Monty, Mason, Sharbs, Ray Davis, Cup, Amon-Ra, Kittle, Henry, HN owner, won't take Kittle straight up. But if I were to send a running back, they also have Kraft, Reed, Najee, Sutton, Estime. Prefer to keep Monty. So you're wanting to trade HN to the Kittle owner. Or, I'm sorry, you want to trade Kittle to the HN owner for HN, and you don't want to give up an RB. I mean, you prefer not to give up Monty, but bro, I don't want you giving up Kyron. So there's no trade here. You can't send him an RB unless you're going to send him like Pearsall or, so I guess you could, I'm trying to think of like a trade like Reed. Let's say you did Reed and HN for Kittle, and there's nothing. I'm not giving up Kyron. I'm not giving up Cup. I'm not giving up Amon-Ra. Like there's no real trade here. You either just got to get him to accept Kittle and maybe Pearsall or Kittle and Mason and Pearsall or Kittle, and I don't know if JD5 does anything for him and he's got a quarterback he could throw you back. There's nothing else here. You just can't. Unless you were to do, let's say, Amon-Ra for Reed and Achane, but I know that doesn't have Kittle involved, but I just can't do it, bro. There's nothing to work here. There's very, very little moving parts that fit together. So I'm going to say negative on that one. All right, let me get this call in real quick here, Travis. One second. This is from area code 310. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Erin from Los Angeles.
Erin, what can I do for you?
Okay, so I'm going to just give not a vague question, but I have too many teams to narrow it down to one.
Okay.
I haven't played in like several years, and now I have like 14 teams, and I'm in first place, second place, and third place in many of them. And everybody keeps sending me trades, and I'm trying to figure, and they're all bad. But I'm trying to figure out, like, should I just leave my team because they're all like trying to convince me, like, oh well, you should give up Cooper Kupp and Mike Evans because you're not gonna have blah blah blah. But like, they're not offering me anything, and I'm sick of wasting my time with them.
Just leave their offers up. Don't reject them. Just leave them all sitting there, or offer them back like your kicker for their best player, and then they'll shut up.
Well, like, I've done like crazy things back because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, tell me
the
your
other thing is like, what is a tip? What is a tip for like the playoffs? Because since I haven't played in so long, like, but I'm somehow in like first place and second place. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna. My tip, yeah, my best advice for somebody that like, especially if like, you've got that many teams to manage, I just wouldn't try and fix what isn't broken. If you've got first and second and third and a majority, like a handful of leagues, just keep doing your thing for the most part, and you're going to win some championships. You're going to have some money come in on those. I think you start trying to tweak too much. I mean, I don't have enough time probably to go through it. So if you gave me some offers or some ideas, or you told me a team, I could break that down real quick. Some of the issues is like that on week 14, I have Lamar Jackson. Like, so I might lose week 14 on many if I don't have a.
Are you playing week 14
quarterback
as the first playoff week?
It's not in the playoffs.
Okay, then don't worry about it.
Playoffs.
Yeah, then don't worry about it.
So that's why I was like, maybe because people are sending me like Aaron Rodgers for like Cooper Cup, and I'm like, no, like
Yeah.
I could lose 1 week. And keep.
Yeah, no, they're just trying.
But that's
They're
why I was
trying
like,
to.
maybe
They're trying to
maybe
take
they're
advantage
just
of you.
scared of me.
They are. They're trying to take advantage of you. But give me the one team that you want to work on or the one offer. Just shoot that at me real quick, and I'll try and help you with it.
Okay, well, someone had just sent me an offer, like, as this was happening. I took a screen as I was calling. Sorry, my 2-year-old was trying to say. He sent me, I have Cooper Kupp and Mike Evans, and he wrote, well, I'm hesitant to offer Geno, who leads the league in passing at 284 yards a game, but I will, along with his wide receiver, Smitty, who has 32-point game averaging. So he's like trying to convince me that I don't know what's going on. But then so it was Kupp and Evans to give away for JSN, Swift, and Geno, which it's the same guy just giving me in the same league.
Gino,
but he's in first place and I'm in second place, and I kept moving up, and I have Jackson, and I have. The thing is, I have Jackson and Drake May, and it's a 2 quarterback.
I'm hesitant to give up.
14, I'm just like gonna have to lose.
I'm hesitant to give up Gino, but I will. But I will do it.
That's what you. Anyway, thank you.
I mean, you could call him on 3-way.
I
I'd be happy. I'd be happy to lay him down gently and just say, "Look,
I have no idea who he is.
We're accepting no more trade offers from you. We're accepting no more trade offers from you." There's nothing. There's obviously no one's making good trades with you. They're not going to.
They're even trying to get Bijan out of my other teams, and
of course they are
asking for and saying, and then they're they're not even.
You should send them an offer back. Can you type a message? Is it that kind of platform where you can put a message back?
It's on Yahoo, so yeah.
Okay, so send him a message for Gino, and then don't include any players or something like that, or just send him a counter.
Well, he has that guy has Gibbs and JT, and I've been trying to because I have Hunt.
Yeah.
And I have Bijan, but I'm like, I kind of might be worried about Hunt, but so he won't give me any option of.
I would say, are you sure you want to give up? Are you sure you want to give up Evans? Or I'm sorry, Gino. I mean.
Well, that's it. That's what I was gonna ask you actually about Evans. Do you think he's gonna come back and be?
Yeah. To a degree.
Be great again.
To a degree, like would I trade Evans for, would I try and use Evans in a smaller player you're not using to get Gibbs or to get Achane or to get Hall, or would I trade Evans for DK right now straight up? Yes, I would. But Evans is capable of being a top 7 to 10 wide receiver. Again, my advice with 14.
I think they're trying to get him before he is.
I got you.
Well, also because it's the end of the trade.
Here's my advice. I'm pretty good at filling these situations out. With the 12 to 14 leagues that you have, with the 2-year-old and focus on setting your best lineups and just win as many championships as you can. If you're in first, second, and third place, you're fine. Don't try and fix what isn't broken. And I can tell you right now, these people are trying to work you over in a trade. They're not even going to remotely consider good trades. So just walk away from it. Just leave all their trade offers up. Don't respond to them. Don't even reject them. It'll piss them off that the offer is sitting there. Let them stew over it. Don't respond anymore. These are ridiculous offers. Okay. If you have a legitimate one, call back, bring it to me, and we'll go over it. But this is too vague of a topic to even really attack.
I've never gotten a good one, and I've sent what I truly believe were good. I've sent Jefferson for a few players just because I really needed running backs, but they weren't even their top running backs.
Yeah.
They just So anyway, but I appreciate it. I'll
let
you go.
Okay, call back when you got a tangible trade that you really are mulling over, and we'll go over it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have to read all my teams too. I just felt like it was
can't do that.
All happening on almost all of them.
All right, appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
That's probably one of the best lines I've ever heard. I'm hesitant not to trade you Gino, who's let me cherry pick a stat somewhere. He's the best quarterback in the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. But I'll do it. I'll trade Geno Smith. I'll do it. I don't want you.
just to help you out. Yeah. When people have to tell you how good their side of the deal is, why you're getting the best side of the deal, they're trying to work you over.
Geno's the best quarterback in the league when he plays on Sunday morning when the temperature is between 87 and 91 degrees. In the first quarter, though, only.
In October.
Oh, man. Will, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. So we have a potential trade opportunity here. My buddy, he's really struggling. He's got McBride and MHJ on the bye week. So big opportunity. I still have that Pacheco-Hunt combo, and I was considering maybe holding Pacheco and trying to get rid of Hunt and like a Mooney for MHJ.
Sure.
Does that smash?
Yes. Yeah. MHJ all day.
Hunt and Mooney.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, is that going to hurt this week? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe Hunt does okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he breaks down a little bit, you know. But could that hurt this week? It could.
Absolutely.
It could. It might sting to watch Hunt have like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or something. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, at the end of the day, what matters? The playoffs, right? Will MHJ be better for you than Kareem Hunt? Yes. Is Mooney solid? He is. I don't know, chat. Am I wrong on that? Does everybody say, you know what? Give Hunt longer, Smitty. Maybe Pacheco's not back for another full speed for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. I could be underestimating Mooney a little bit. Let's see what the chat says. But I would take MHJ. I would take the upside of the man that you see in the corner of the screen here. It seems like everybody's.
Isn't like your only running back, you know. As long as you're not relying on Hunt, you'll be fine. I think it's a good move.
I mean, Hunt's great in the flex, but if Pacheco comes back and can produce, him in the flex would be great. I'm trying to think for the playoffs, you know, Smitty?
Yeah, then if you're definitely not worried about like a win or anything, then yeah, do it. All right, bro. Smash it.
Awesome.
Send it to the moon later.
Easy.
Also, different owner has Hill and Kenneth Walker. TP, I don't know what this question's about anymore. You got to ask each question individually, because I don't have that information anymore. Then I got to search. I got to get out of all my screens. Like everybody, listen, please. If you super chat, standalone question. Standalone question. I don't remember. I can't remember 4 seconds ago, and it's not because I have a bad memory. It's because if you took in the thousands and thousands and thousands of words that come into the brain in a show, because we have roughly about 2,000 to 3,000 messages, chat messages, each show we do. And sometimes the super chats are crazy and each one's a novel. I can't retain anything. I have to let it go. It goes in one ear, doesn't even go out the other. It goes right back out, falls right out. Let me see if I could find the super chat that you sent, though. But please include it. Even if it was right before, I won't see it. Running back. This is the Kittle one. Okay, so Kittle. So he has, you say a different owner has Hill and Kenneth Walker. For Kittle? Kittle for Hill and Kenneth Walker? I'd take that. I'd take Hill and Kenneth Walker for Kittle, sure. For sure. And if you got to give up something small in return, like the Pearsall, something like that, absolutely, bro. Thank you, TP. Appreciate you. Clint with a $10, 5 and 5. Do I have a chance or I need to move? K1, Achan, Brees, Puka, MHJ, and Njoku, Chuba, bench, Jamo, Braylon, Brooks, Dell. Bad bye week this week. Do I have a chance or do I need to make a move? Achan, Brees, Puka. I like this team. K1, Kyler Murray, Achan, Brees, Hall, Puka, MHJ, and Njoku, Chuba. I like it. It's crafty. Do I think you are the best team by far? No, but can you beat one team at a time, one step in front of the other, baby steps into the playoffs? And yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chuba's playing out of his mind. I don't even know that there's much to really trade. You could try and trade like Jamo and Chuba together, or pick up a tight end, go rogue at tight end, find a Hunter Henry something, trade in Njoku and Chuba and get someone to just like panic on Breece Hall or Gibbs or Achane or something like that. I know you got Breece Hall already in Achane, but a player like that, take a swing at Lamb using JMO, and I don't know. I mean, Chuba and Lamb are pretty close to some people, but you could take a swing. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would be fine with it. Or you keep Chuba and you go like Njoku and JMO, and you try and get like that wide receiver people are panicking on, Neighbors on a bye, and then I don't know. You'll have a little bit of a lineup dilemma, but I like this team. I don't think I'm touching much on it other than a couple of those ideas. All right, Travis, anything else? I'm going to get out of here soon. I'll come back during the fight. I'll watch it in the corner here while we commentate on it, and then we'll do some, start bench advice for the Graveyard Show. Anything else I can help you with?
Just two quick trades. First one, it's so CD Lamb, Chase Brown, Evan Ingram, and B-Rob for MHJ, K9, and McBride.
CD Brown, Ingram, B-Rob, MHJ, McBride, K9. MHJ, Bride, K9, CD Brown, Ingram. CD Brown. God, that's sloppy writing. I was trying to write it while I was trying to fix the focus. Ingram, B-Rob, CD Brown, MHJ, McBride, K9. I think
the MHJ side might have like slightly higher ceiling, but K9 and Chase Brown are close.
Yeah, that's tough. Chat, what are we feeling on this one? I don't know why, but I'm kind of like thinking I want to take the gamble on CD and Chase Brown, but
my first feeling said CD just because of what CD can be, but then I started looking at it and I'm like,
I take the gamble on the CD side.
Versus Ingram and,
I take the gamble on the CD side,
right.
But that's close, super close.
And and just real quick, again with them, I'd be trading away Monty and Tyreek Hill, get back Breece Hall and Pitts. Is that enough, or would you need like?
Yeah, I'd take Hall and Pitts.
Yeah,
if you need a tight end.
Okay. Well, I have a Auden, so I can give me flexibility. I'm one, so
that's tough. That's tough. Then I don't know if that trade, I don't know if that trade's going to help your lineup. Then if you're losing, if you're not using one of these guys, then I'm fine with it. But Monty and Hill, if you're not using Pitts, if that doesn't fill a huge void, then I don't know that the trade makes as much sense now.
If instead of Pitts, if I got Pickens.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great trade.
All right, I'll try a couple of those.
That's a great trade.
And if I had to throw in like a Juwan Jennings.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure. Buy
Yeah,
pack your bags.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. I like Jennings.
All right. And I'm just gonna the thing with Debo too is it's like I feel like people think Debo is almost like in a different role or going to get less targets. He has games where he doesn't get a ton of targets, but Jennings has basically slid kind of into that Ayuk role,
Yeah.
So I don't know why people panic on Debo that much, but we'll see.
All right, bro.
Smitty.
All right, I'll see you tonight.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back. I appreciate all you. I got two super chats here real quickly. One from Banto says, my patty for Nico. I have Burrow absolute home run. Banto, that's how you do those lateral moves where they don't affect you at all and they just give your lineup a boost. Should Russell, Stroud, Russell, or Stafford this week? I'd probably go Stroud with Nico back. I take the gamble. It's worth the gamble. I'm not going to even be mad at myself if I got it wrong. I'm not going to be like, I knew it. Like, no, you didn't, or you wouldn't have done it. It's Stroud getting Nico back's a big deal. And let's be fair and honest to Stroud that he had a good first half. So we did see a little bit of a bounce back, but you know, you're going to judge a quarterback too much. We've been hard on him. But when you really think about it, like, you lose a top 5 overall wide receiver, that's pretty impactful. Don't forget to join the Patreon. The link is pinned in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video. It's a live chat community, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And it's an amazing place to get instant live 24/7 advice. And the community inside this live chat, you're looking at it. It's the live chat from the YouTube. It's just basically like when we end the live stream, everybody goes over there. See you all over on the Patreon. Appreciate you. I'll be back tonight. Don't forget, we're live not only during the 8 p.m. show Monday through Friday like this one right here. We're also additionally live when big news breaks, and then I go live at midnight a lot of the time, which will be tonight. So graveyard stream tonight while I watch the fight. I hope you guys watch it with me alongside. It's on Netflix. You don't even need to have any sort of extra package. It comes with the Netflix. I mean, I think they got like a $7 a month thing. You could do it for the 1 month and watch the fight tonight. So we'll see it. Hopefully Mike Tyson knocks him out. That's what I'm going for. Appreciate you all. See you all tonight.